Hey, everybody. It's Marty Bahama causing a lot of drama, pouring my vanilla Coke Zero, trying to be your best team hero tonight. We're going to talk about connecting. We're going to talk about problem solving with the perfect solutions. We're going to talk about why we're not converting, and it 100% involves this part right here. We're going to talk about Honey Buzz trying to get into the mix. We're going to put her back. She got a little new favorite spot right over here. Put her right in there and just have you a seat. We hope. She was sitting underneath the little ledge here, but maybe she'd want her blanket. So I hope you guys have had a great Thursday. I hope you're geared to go into a weekend of getting an endless supply of clients. I hope you're ready to get out there and try to find some houses, comment on some houses, out there to create some polls, create some posts, make some magic happen, do a little tweaking sometimes to some of your polls, not too much. Let me see it. And that is going to be my biggest and best advice. Jessica, what's up? What's up? What's up? By the way, Jessica, do me a favor. If you're asking for any kind of advice, go into our Southwest Funding Messenger group and ask it there. And the only reason I say that is because the new MLO support group is more for the Buzz team members, and it's got a lot of people in it that may work for different companies, so you may get the wrong answers. That's the only thing I'd be worried about at all. You definitely stay in that group and learn from that group, but at the same time, be careful if those answers don't come from somebody at Southwest Funding. Not saying they're wrong, but their company may have different policies than we have, because not every company out there is the same. So keep that in mind. Just be careful. Hey, Ralph Robles. What's up? What's up? What's up? Troy, how you doing, Troy? Hope you're having a good night. Troy confirmed that the Buzz works in Canada. Thank you for that, Troy. I appreciate that. He confirmed today that the Buzz works in Canada. And I'm trying to help Troy buy a group or two, and I've only messaged about 8 to 10 people, and I told you I want to message some more tonight. But out of those 8 to 10 people, we got one on the hook, almost a 20,000 member group in Canada. This is not in Wartburg, Tennessee, guys. This is in Canada. That right, Troy? Awesome. Today has been a very, very productive day, and I'm not sure why Honey Buzz wants to keep coming over here. Honey Buzz, are you trying to get to your blanket? I think you are. You just have to bear with me, guys, until Honey Buzz does something very crazy and makes a mess. She's trying to get used to this. Nope. We're just going to stay right up here. Stay there. Bear with me. Bear with the cat tonight. We have not been here. We went out to eat dinner. So she's happy to see us. Sit. You hear that awesome noise? Here. I'm going to take you. We're going to take Honey Buzz. We're going to go right over here with her. And we're going to hope she stays on that side. Now, that might be the real problem, where I moved her blanket to the wrong side. Maybe. She is a funny cat, though. Yes. Vancouver Island. I don't know where Vancouver Island is, Troy. But I'm happy that we are helping you get clients, helping you create the buzz, helping you take over groups, helping you establish that footprint in Canada in those Facebook groups up there. Something I've been doing for our loan officers personally is giving out a bunch of groups that Kamikaze and I had over the years, that a lot of them I hadn't even been working. When you've got over 100-something groups and you're trying to always watch these member requests and trying to use the group kit to store all the answers to the questions, I don't focus on the smaller groups too much. But guess what? A lot of them I hadn't even looked at in a year and a half, 2 years for some of them. A lot of people wanting to join them, and they just keep growing. Even when nobody's doing nothing, nobody's even managing a group, the group grows by itself because people get in there and interact. So even in your PBG, your personal branding group, it could still grow by itself, and people would still post while you're sleeping, while you're out, people will interact inside that group, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can occasionally go back and scan the post, make sure everything looks solid. Hey, 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 what's up? What's up? The credit repair guys, right here. The credit repair. I'm gonna take a guess at this. We're gonna say Kier Mormon here, credit repair person. Reach out to them. They will take care of you. Yes, our volume has been a little so it's crystal clear tonight. Good, good, good. Yes, we've got this mic up now. Don Reed Kamikaze has put the brain cells to work over the last couple of days, big time. Which she's over the last 5 years, but over the last couple of days, she went into a world that she's never even been part of, and that is this whole setting up a regular video camera and then trying to stream it to YouTube, which I was totally lost on, and had this camera for a couple of years. And finally she said, okay, you're never going to do it, Marty. You're never going to do it. So I'm going to do it for you. Thank you, Kamikaze. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That is awesome. And even on the Zoom calls today, the Zoom calls, I was told by a few different people that it sounded better, that the picture looked better because we're using the camera and not the camera from the computer. So the quality looked better, because one thing about the Zooms I've noticed is the quality gets a little distorted, or the Facebook Lives, when we're doing the Facebook Lives, the quality got a little distorted, bounce in and out. So I like the YouTube and the quickness of it. It ain't such a delay. It don't have such a bad latency to it. So yeah, I like the YouTube streaming a lot better. So let's get into our topic tonight, and that is the buzz loop. Now, the buzz loop was created kind of on accident. I had got put into a messenger group when they first came out, when they first started creating these messenger groups, and it was a little confusing. The messenger app at that time, I don't think it existed, but it wasn't near as good as it is right now. They were still making a lot of updates to it, a lot of changes to it. But I had got put into this messenger group with 2 or 3 people, and they started talking about, and I think it was friends of mine. And I was like, what is this? I've not seen this before, but I liked it. I liked it because whenever you message somebody in there and they saw your message, you could tell they saw your message, and you know exactly who it is. And I'll give you a great example. If I pulled my phone out right now and I'm in the middle of a text group, and I've got a few of them going on because they add me to these text groups sometimes, some of my friends do, and talk about sports or whatever. Well, I'll see a bunch of telephone numbers in there, but I don't know who they are. I don't have a clue. And I'm not going to go in there to a 10-person group and say, hey, who are you? Hey, who are you? Hey, who are you? Nor would I text in that group at 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night, because it's a regular text. So a lot of people, including myself, doesn't think the messenger is near as invasive, intrusive, aggravating than a regular text in the middle of the night when you're sleeping. We see these messenger groups happen a lot. I mean, it's like nonstop. I look at my phone. Our loan officers are adding me to these messenger groups. And Kier, the way we have it for the people that does credit repair, we use these color cartoon houses to symbolize where we are in this process. And let me tell you how that started out. It started out by me just going to Google and taking a picture of a house, and it happened to be blue, and going and find another house that happened to be green. And I started using them as cover photos for the messenger groups. And then I started thinking about it. Man, what if we could design a system that our loan officers and any buzz team realtors, or any realtors that want to look at the buzz or look at classroom number 2, they could understand where they are in the loan, where the client is in the loan process, and be kept in the loop the entire time. Because as a former realtor, that was one of my biggest complaints, is you would write a contract. You'd think the loan officer is going to come through absolutely perfect, but then sometimes that loan officer would disappear because they had to go on vacation. And then you wouldn't know what's going on. Not saying that, and here's the thing about the loan world. Somebody could give me a contract and they could give me documents And I get my processors to send that up to underwriting, but it does not mean it's right now we're on 4-day turn times. So every day goes by for a loan officer, you're not always having to do something. It's a wait game for us. It's a send it up, wait, send it up, wait. But just like I was talking to David Collins down in Chattanooga, who has a cell phone repair shop, he's got employees, just like we got loan officers. I've got a messenger group with all of our loan officers. I can go in there and say something, and you can really tell quick which loan officers actually pay attention, which loan officers actually get involved, start messaging back and forth sometimes, try to be part of something. And then the loan officers that kind of stand back and do their own thing, because and there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody's completely different. But just like that cell phone guy, he says, man, I can put my employees in this messenger group. He's only got 3 of them, but he can send one message. He sees who reads his message. He knows who's in the messenger group. And that's the biggest key. Unlike a regular text group, with the messenger groups, you can click on the members, see group members. You can see everybody in there. You see who reads your message. You know who is responding back to you. But it's instant communication with your team. And for us, what we decided to do for the credit repair people is we would start off with a red house. We'd get the client on the phone. Red house means they filled the application out. Now somebody's got to get off their butt, pick that phone up, make a telephone call. When they make that telephone call, we put the people on a direction. Which direction are we going to go? Are you going to need to go credit repair? If so, we're going to put a blue cartoon house up there, and we're going to invite a credit repair person into that messenger group. And we have taught credit repair people to turn that house back to red whenever they get the scores up to where they need to be. We start working together inside these messenger groups. And most importantly, what it creates is the most important thing it could ever create in our business. And that is urgency and easiness, less stress. That is exactly what 90% of our loan originators that work for us, there's 10% that still don't believe in the messenger groups or the messenger. Our processors have confirmed that we get a ton less telephone calls because of these messenger groups. Because if you got a client in a messenger, and let's say, for example, they send over their bank statements. Well, a lot of times when we need bank statements, we need all pages. If it says 1 of 4, 2 of 4, 3 of 4, even though 4 of 4 may be blank, we still got to have it. So if the client emails them to us and we just email it back, that client may not be expecting that email right away. It may be the next day. Heck, the client might miss it, but it might be the next day before the client gets the email. And then the client's going to email back and say, I've already sent those in. And then it turns into a telephone call. And then the next thing you know, the client's upset because they're on the phone with the processors trying to figure out why they keep having to send the same stuff in. But once we started using those messenger groups and the buzz loop, the processor could easily go in there, which they do, and say, hey, I just sent you another email. And they're real careful. And that is in case they've got a realtor in there, loan officer. They don't want to go in there and start talking about things that, I tell everybody, treat these messenger groups no different than you would treat an email, because we all email each other. My entire life in this business, in any business, you get emails. So in this case, treat these messenger groups like it's an email. Do not go in there and say things that shouldn't be said to get things riled up. If somebody's trying to call you out in a messenger group, simply go in there and say, hey, give me a call. Take it out of the messenger group to a telephone call if it has to happen, but control the situation and realize the urgency that it creates by that client. Because I'm telling you right now, this was a problem. We found a solution for the problem. And the problem was me at the doctor's office getting on blood pressure medicine or getting extra blood pressure medicine because I felt like I was always under attack. And a lot of times I would think, how did this get so sideways? What happened here? And then I'll start looking back through my email and I'd realize either A, I didn't get the contract near as long ago as the realtor tried to tell me to, or B, I'll sit there and watch this piecemeal that the clients put together to our processors that took over a month and a half, 2 months to happen because they piecemeal everything in. So, but 99% of the time, that's exactly what it was. It was the client holding the process up to the point where it may be time. We may get our approval back from underwriting. It might be time to order the appraisal, but it might take them 3 days to miracle up the money for it. 4 days, 5 days. And then the next thing you know, the appraiser might get behind 5, 6 days. But at least with the buzz loop, the realtors feel great about it. We have actually won many realtors' hearts over that told us they didn't want to use us because they didn't know who we were, especially in different states. But then when they kind of had to use us because the loan or the client wasn't going anywhere else to get approved, but this company got them approved, then all of a sudden they started using those messenger groups with our branch manager, with our loan officers. And the next thing you know, Neil, for example, out in South Carolina, has become one of the most popular mortgage companies in South Carolina. He has got so many realtors trying to give him business, so many people trying to send him business he can't see straight because he is a guy that gets the loans done. He's a guy that can look at it and he can tell the client exactly what they need to do. He'll tell them to go do it and they'll go do it because he's got that power of persuasion that you got to have in this business to be able to persuade somebody to get off their butt and do something. So think about that. Think about the less stress it's going to cause you over time. And one of the most important factors in anything is you'll have people come back 2, 3, 4 years later, and they never would have come back to you if it wasn't for the messenger or if it wasn't for the messenger group. They may not even found you again. They might have took your business card and threw it, took your name and threw it. Over the last probably year, we've seen a lot of changes with the buzz loop. One of the biggest changes was really the fact that now you just can't go create a messenger group with everybody and somebody not know about it. So if I message somebody who I'm not a friend with and they haven't responded back to me yet, I cannot click on their name anymore and create a group where before I could. Now I've got to wait till they respond. And then when I click on their name up top, it will give me the option to create the group. But as far as any other major changes goes, besides having the fact now you can get on Facebook, click on the messenger, and you almost go up to your own different website for it. Fortunately for us, all of our action happens right there on the phone, not right here on the desktop, on the laptop. Get into classroom number 1 and then classroom number 2. Once you learn how to post out there, once you join some groups out there. But here's the biggest flaw I see in about probably 99% of anybody that tells me they are getting applications, but they're not converting. They're getting people to say, I'm going to fill an application out, but they're not converting to an application. I always say, message me the screenshots. Now, I don't know where I went wrong because sometimes I do feel like I went wrong in my classroom somewhere on the very first one, because a lot of times people will bypass that very awesome post that works, the looking for applicants post, and then they'll bypass the message you're supposed to send to people when they say info. And I'm telling you, after 6 years of being inside these Facebook groups, Kamikaze and me figured it out. We figured out the right formula. It's called the buzz formula to use in these Facebook groups. And it starts with simplicity. It starts with being a person. It starts with your first message not being stuffy. Your first message needs to be plain, Jane, and straight to the point. Thanks for commenting on my home buying post. Thanks for commenting on my cell phone repair post. No matter what the post is, you keep it short. Thanks for commenting on my home buying post. Do you have a 620 credit score and 2 years job history? That's simple. Doesn't need to be anything else. You don't need to sugarcoat it. You don't need to throw icing on it. You just need to stop and move on to the next person. Move on to the next person and let this person respond. Because if they go a few days and don't respond, Kamikaze said it very, very plainly. Sometimes they're busy. Sometimes they didn't expect to get their knight in shining armor to show up and say, I can get you approved. Me? You sure? And then they start thinking about how much money it's going to take for deposits and stuff like that. So you got to keep it in perspective. If they see your message and they realize you've got something they want, but they don't automatically come back to you right away, it's just not the right time. That's when you get that person into your holding pond. That's when you move over to classroom number 3. Once you master classroom number 1 and 2, you move over to classroom number 3 and you start working out holding pond. And you start building it every single day. Every single day goes by, you're missing out on putting 25 to 50 people with ease. And if you don't know how to do this yet, then get on a Zoom call with me, because I can promise you it's easy. Every single day, 25 to 50 people. By the end of this month, that's 700 to 1,000 members, easy. By the end of next year, by this time next year, you're going to have 12,000 members in your holding pond. But what I see from almost everybody is a stop. Well, not almost everybody. We got a lot of buzz teamers still growing their groups. But for a lot of people, they quit focusing their attention there. And they go back to the groups and they forget to try to funnel people back in that group. That is going to be the end all be all to you never having to post on. And that's the whole goal. That's what we taught our loan officers. That's what we taught many buzz team members. Is the goal is to not have to post every day, even though it's free. Trust me, I love it. Been free for 6 years. Endless amount of clients coming in for any kind of business. But if you build your holding pond up so good, guess what? Doesn't matter. You'll have so much business coming in from those 3 questions from all those new members coming on board that they will answer your questions for you and they'll be ready to buy your product without a doubt. All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Ralph Robles, it's good to see you. Kamikaze, thank you, thank you, thank you. Message again. You have nothing to lose. And yes, very important, don't be stuffy. Don't be a business when you're messaging people. You be nice. 100% be nice. That is a monster key. Now, guys, tomorrow, message me. Even though it's Friday, it's okay. Message me and let's schedule a time to get on a Zoom call, one-on-one. If you're really struggling, if you're having troubles with anything, I'm going to fix it for you immediately. The buzz is out. See you. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe.